I think I'm probably one of the best, I gotta be honest. Like, I'm not trying to be cocky or anything.
From Roland, California, Collin Tjin.
Sometimes I do get frustrated, but I just gotta keep pushing.
His skill set's extreme.
He's thinking about stuff as if he was a college player or a pro.
I'm Collin, I'm 10, play basketball.
Three, two, one, time. Good job.
He's very mature for his age.
Good. There you go.
He's just a hooper, but we don't want to turn it into where it becomes a job or where he just stops loving it. He's only 10.
Skill set wise, he's elite. Like if you put him in with a lot of pros, they can't do a lot of the things that he can do. Basketball is a sport selected out for height, so he has to do a lot of different things to close that height gap. We're working on his jump shot specifically all year. There we go. Good. There we go. Make and miss. Who cares? But when we miss, we're looking at how we miss. Hold it. Better. It happened for people can't guard him because his handles are good. They start doing this. They're trying to jam him, put their hands on him. So he has to be able to not like shy away and instead be physical and attack these gaps. He's gotten a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, and we want to get him ready to be able to play like 12 and 13U. So we're just working a lot of his shooting, keeping his flow as far as like him being able to do a lot of the same movements that he already does, but comfortably, so it's not like he's having to think about anything.
We were in a gym. We always get there kind of early. Saw this guy. I walked up to him like, hey, I'm Collin's dad, and then started training. We would go up to practice. He would jump in with Collin. He always took really good care of Collin. Went for twice a week for about a year.
Today is gonna be light stuff. We're gonna dynamic warm up first. We're gonna do some plyos and some jumps. We're gonna do some light footwork stuff with the ladder. And then I'm gonna condition him a little bit with some sprints just to gas him out. Being on the concrete or on the hardwood, a lot of times there's a lot of impact on his joints and they're still growing. So we wanna try to mix it up. We tried to limit a lot of the resistance, but no weights. He can get all of his strength literally from just various movements, especially in the sand. He has to work on his recovery. He has to get his feet out the sand. He can't get as much traction to take off. He's really good at this type of stuff, like athleticism stuff. He's small, so it's about building up more endurance, building up a little more strength. This stuff gives him confidence too when he goes on the court. Basketball is one of the most athletic sports, but it's a very reactive sport. So he has to be able to go from jumping, sliding, backpedaling into a sprint, into a jump, into things like that.
This is kind of hard because you got someone pulling you, but you gotta be strong. You can't just give up.
When he works out, he looks so much mature and he's thinking about stuff like as if he was a college player or a pro. You killed it, as always, right? But most importantly, the most important thing is always gonna be our body language, right? Our heart and our love for the game. Hey, hey, hey.
So at home, Coach Cliff, he wants me to work on my jump shot and work on just like simple handles, even though it's like super easy for me.
The best thing which you've seen in the videos is his footwork and his attention to detail. Basketball is his love. He's so hard on himself. We aren't competitive, but we know it's a long, long process.
Every day I usually shoot 200 shots minimum. I want to get on a routine of just shooting and shooting and shooting, get better. Like what Coach Cliff told me, I need to work on my shot this year, especially because I'm playing older kids. I just have to work. I don't care how many hours I put in. If I only have 30 minutes, I have to put all my heart into that 30 minutes to make it count. Because if it doesn't count, there's no point in even training. These are one of my favorite shoes. And these Kevin Durant's, which are really cool because they're EYBLs too. I went to an All-American game, high school, and I got this ball signed by like everyone.
This year we got a phone call from Ford to put in 2 proposals. Collin designed one, I designed one, and We let Ford choose who was better. Out of probably 1,500 Mustang proposals, they chose 5. And we got one. We were one of them. We worked with Honda, Hyundai, Ford, and Chevy. And so this year, we decided to put in a proposal for 2 cars. One is a Hyundai Ioniq. We ended up coming up with a cool design and implementing Collin's logo and also his basketball number. This takes about maybe 2 to 3 weeks of conceptual design, going back and forth between the two of us. I can say he's got pretty good taste. So I'm not too afraid to step outside the box. So look, these will be bolted to the side. And then they'll look like that.
All right.
Cool. And then after we can bolt them in to the back.
chair?
We're working on our SEMA cars. So we got to design 2 cars this year. Well, actually Collin got to design 2 cars this year. We did a Ioniq for Hyundai and a 2019 Mustang for Ford.
This car here, we both kind of helped each other with the car, with the
And
design.
the best part is seeing your vision from a piece of paper come to reality. It's a full wrap by a company called Daily Visual out of Corona. On the front fenders, you'll see Collin's CT logo.
I added this stripe down the middle to add some more orange to make it pop more. I think it looks a lot more brighter and more colorful.
Thank you, sir. A lot of kids play a lot of basketball. We try not to burn them out. Kids get to maybe 13, 14, and they either completely quit or it just burns them out. And that's always been our fear because he started so young. Do that, we'll bolt these in, and then you'll be locked and loaded.
I got really frustrated and it's like, I'm gonna take a little break from basketball, and I actually just took a little break for like a month. And then put it like this? No, this. But now I'm back at basketball, training, keep working and stuff, so never give up no matter what.
I told Collin, you might be able to build cars and play basketball and make a really good living doing what you love. I've never missed one of his games. I'm at every practice. We have a special bond. Perfect. We get a lot of DMs and messages about him being an inspiration for other kids. One, he's Asian, which you don't see a lot of. It just is what it is. He's young, and then his work ethic. So for us, it's like, not only for him to get better, but as Coach Cliff said, show other people what's attainable if you put in the hard work.
I don't compare usually myself to anyone. I just try to be the best that I could be. I'm very confident because I know I'm a hard worker, and no matter what, I'll keep working, and I feel really confident in myself.
There you go. 10 seconds, keep working, come on. 5,